If you are scrolling right now from the United States or the United Kingdom and you think life has already beaten you down, that your best years are behind you, that age or hardship has closed every door, then stop right here and listen, because this story is going to shake your soul. It's going to push you to reimagine what you thought possible. And before we dive into it, let me just say this: if you find yourself even a little inspired by what you are about to read, if your heart beats faster, if your eyes widen in disbelief, then hit that subscribe button, because stories like this, real, raw, shocking, and unforgettable, are exactly what you need to hear, so don't miss them. Because today we are diving into the unbelievable life of a woman who, at the age of 102 years old, still bends, stretches, balances, and teaches yoga with a fire and grace that humbles even the youngest athletes. But behind her calm smile and flexible body lies a century of battles, secrets, heartbreak, betrayal, and redemption that nobody could have predicted. And as we unravel her journey, you will see why people around the world whisper her name with reverence, fear, and awe. Her name is Savitri Devi, though in the studios of New York, Los Angeles, London, and even small towns tucked away in Cornwall or Texas, students simply call her Guru Ma, the grandmother of movement. And while her story begins in a small, crumbling village in India in the early 1920s, long before television, cell phones, or even electricity in her region, what makes her journey astounding is not just that she survived, but how she transformed survival into a weapon of discipline, kindness, and power that no one could strip from her, though many tried. And though she appears today as a gentle, smiling, wrinkled woman with a white cotton sari and beads around her thin neck, those who know her closest know that her eyes still burn like fire and that her story carries enough twists to fill the lifetime of a dozen people. Because Savitri Devi was not meant to live this long, she was not even meant to live past childhood, according to the whispers of the doctors and the curses of her enemies. But here she is, showing the world what it means to keep it moving. And to tell her tale, we must first go back to a hot summer morning in 1923 when she was only born by accident. Yes, by accident, because her mother, barely 15, had been told she could never conceive, and when she did, the villagers declared the child cursed. Her father left before she turned 1, and her mother almost abandoned her at the temple steps. But the priest, who would later become her first secret teacher, told her mother to keep the child, saying the stars above held something strange for this girl, something dangerous yet divine. And from the moment she could walk, Savitri moved differently, her bones bending in ways others could not, her balance unnerving even the strongest men. And though the villagers mocked her for Str. When Savitri Devi stepped off the boat in New York City in the late 1960s, the skyline rising like teeth from the horizon, she thought her greatest trials were behind her. But she had no idea that America would both crown her and nearly destroy her. Because while London had tested her patience with prejudice and curiosity, America tested her very soul with fame, money, and betrayal wrapped in gold. And it began innocently enough with a single class in a cramped studio above a grocery store in Queens, where a handful of